Today I was thinking that I was just going to talk about something that may seem like it's a problem in most relationships, and it probably is, but for many neurotypicals, it can be very, very hard to understand and it can be quite tricky to get around, and that is actually the topic around housework. I see so many people complain about their partners that they may not do any cleaning whatsoever. Some of them might think that cleaning is just sweeping the floors or only putting the dishes into the dishwasher or whatever it is, and we have different standards for what clean is and what isn't. And whereas many people can just get by and do this, get over it and get on with their lives in a normal sort of way, sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming, I guess. And one such example would be like when you want to put your house on the market and you need to actually clean the house up and make it presentable for other people. And I actually thinking about a specific post that I read not long ago. This woman, she was complaining about, it wasn't actually PDA this time, it was Asberger's, and they had totally different ideas of what a clean house should look like. Her husband doesn't think that it's necessary, it's just a house, and when you're cleaning you just put all the rubbish into the garage. So if someone comes into the garage, they will think that they live in a pigsty. So now, questions that you will have to ask yourself is that you have chosen your partner or your husband or whatever wife may be. Whereas I didn't know that my partner had PDA when we first met. I didn't even know he had autism. He didn't know that he suspected he had autism, but he didn't know that he had PDA. He just thought that this is part of his personality, which I can read it is. And I saw him as a headstrong individual, but when you first meet someone, you're thinking that, we're madly in love, or we will get along very well, and things will be different, and so on. But eventually, reality will catch up with you, and perhaps things are not exactly what you were expecting them to be. But in the end of the day, you chose your partner, so you have to ask yourself, why? Why did you choose your partner? And secondly, can you accept your partner for who he or she is? And this is really, really important, because no amount of nagging or disagreement is ever going to get your partner to change. You can have discussions, you can have requests, and you can ask your partner if they want to work together towards a common goal, which might be to keep the house clean. They might say yes, but they may not live up to your standards. Their idea of this goal might not be the same as yours. So I want to encourage you to take control of your own life. As in, what can you actually control? And I want to say the only thing that you can control is you, your actions, your thinking, and what you do. So if you want this house clean and you know that your partner isn't really going to help, especially not in the way that you wish he would, what can you do to make this happen? And I'm not just talking about you doing all the work. You might want to set aside some money to pay someone to do it. Just think about the opportunities, because there's no point in being upset. No point in continuously just complaining about your spouse. He or she will be who he or she is. And you need to accept them the way that they are. And if you cannot do that, I would suggest that you maybe try to think about another way of living, which may not be with your partner. Because it's not serving you and it's not serving them if you can't accept each other. So just my thoughts today, because I've seen a lot of these type of complaints, and as much as I can relate to them, and I'm not saying that I'm never doing it, I have been known to turn up to work and just have to vent because I'm so annoyed that this has happened. And it will happen to all of us. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not serving you. That's what I'm saying. So, for your best, just try to change your thinking around this. Maybe take some action to change your circumstances, because you are in control and you can't just rely on someone else to do what you want them to do. Hope this has been helpful, and speak to you next Wednesday. Take care.